Here we are, another chapter, another episode of the Blockbuster book. This chapter is on faith, and got to thank our sponsor, our partner in this endeavor, Lulu.com. If you're looking to be an author yourself, I highly recommend self-distributing, self-publishing, and doing it with Lulu.com. So head over there, check out what they offer. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. Today's chapter is on faith. Faith is not to have a perfect knowledge of things. Therefore, if ye have faith, ye hope for things which are not seen, which are true. Alma. I'd read that or listen to that quote a few times if you've never heard it or read it before. We're talking about faith because it's the most important mindset shift you can make to have the most impact on your growth, your contribution, your profit, your business. It's not bad for you as a leader, a partner, a spouse, or a parent either. As I sat down to write this chapter this morning, I had nothing. I knew what I wanted to say, but I didn't yet have the words or a framework to convey those ideas. But I opened the document, typed faith at the top of the page, and then let it sit. How fitting. With only a few minutes before my scheduled coaching call, I just sat with the idea. I thought about you, the listener. I thought about where you are, what you want in this moment, and then my phone rang. I talked with my coach about the typical business things, and then, for quote-unquote some unknown reason, we talked about this being a moment to cut off the old habit and commit to new ones. In this case, I need and want to let go of the old habit of getting distracted by too many projects and thinking of it as progress. Action does not always equal results, is what my coach said. I wrote that one down so I would remember it later. That's a good one. Action does not always equal results. We needed to work out the new habit that I was going to replace the old habit with. And words like intellectual action or intentional action and focused action started to surface. And in it, as I was writing down my notes, I saw the makings of a framework, one that could spell faith if we could find a T and an H. So the new habit that I'm taking on and now share with you is to act in faith as you go through this book and as you build out the different systems for your business. F stands for focused action. Focused action means you're focused on the results that matter. We'll help you define your outcomes in the next section, but for now, it's about not getting distracted. What are the big goals you have for this year? And what project deserves your focus right now? Take action on one thing at a time until it is finished, rather than spreading your focus across multiple projects or building in order to diversify and hope that something strikes. You'll find so much more progress faster by focusing your action, and your effort will go much further. So that's focused action. Next is A, aligned action. This is about aligning your actions with your big outcomes, but also with the values that drive you. Are you motivated by service, by growth, by connection, by variety, by certainty? Whatever drives you is how you can align yourself to not only make the most progress, but get the most fulfillment. As an example, there were years of my life where I was driven by fame and fortune. I wanted to be recognized, to be picked, to have the outcomes I saw other people achieving, things like financial freedom, awards and accolades, and a successful career. But it wasn't until I stopped pursuing my goals for the sake of fame and fortune and instead aligned my work with my values of contribution and growth. That's when everything changed. I started producing feature films. I created 3 new businesses. I made more money than I ever had, and the opportunities are seemingly endless. Alignment is essential to ensuring your action gets you more of what you really want, not just what other people have. The I stands for intentional action. Intention comes from planning. It's hard to be intentional when you're in a reactionary mode, so it's about planning out your year, your quarters, your months, your weeks, and then your days. You go into each day knowing what you're going to accomplish, what matters most, what's going to get your time and attention that day. It's just as much about what you say no to. So if scrolling social media or binging shows or sleeping in doesn't help you show up as your best self, then save those things for later. These activities aren't inherently bad, but they can distract you from accomplishing the things you want to accomplish. Intentional action means you expect things to be the way you hope in the future. There's a direct link between the action you take today and the way you want the world to look like, or the world you want to live in tomorrow. The T stands for thoughtful action. Your boys are so thoughtful. I love hearing this about my three dudes. When someone says this, it's because one of them has done something for someone else with someone else's needs in mind. Just the other day, my oldest son walked over to an elderly woman in a grocery store parking lot and asked if he could take her cart back for her. She replied, "Oh my, that is so thoughtful." My boy was smiling ear to ear the entire car ride home. Thoughtful in this context means thinking of others. When you take action, are you only doing it for yourself? Or are you thinking of your partners, your investors, your clients, your customers, and your audience? The more you can think of where they are in their lives, what they're trying to get to, and how you can help them get there, the more impact your actions will have. Lastly, we have H, hungry action. We're not hungry because we don't have enough. We're hungry for more. Credit to my coach, Elizabeth, for that one and for helping me create this faith framework today. We're not hungry because we don't have enough. We're hungry for more. This isn't a needy hunger. It's a hunger akin to desire, eagerness, and excitement. It's the way we go after things that we really want because we know what it tastes like when we get it. There's a difference between those that pursue their goals with minimal effort and those that are hungry. This isn't about glorifying things like hustle culture. I'm not advocating burnout, 80-hour weeks, or anything like that. I'm talking about going after it with intensity when you are taking action, whether that's for 20 minutes a day making phone calls, or the way you show up and engage with your prospects, or how you deliver with your customers and clients. To act in faith isn't to have a perfect knowledge. It's to act anyway in this way, with focus, alignment, intention, thoughtfulness, and hunger. This is a massive shift in mindset that puts the control of your future in your hands where it belongs. So think about someone you admire, someone who has achieved the things you want to achieve. Do they embody this mindset of faith? Have they matched their big vision or belief with the requisite amount of action? You bet. Faith is also important because it's the antidote to imposter syndrome, that little fear that prevents you from taking action. Anytime you've told yourself, "I can't because," that's imposter syndrome. Maybe you said no to an opportunity or chose not to try your hand at something new because of the fear of what people would think. Fear and faith cannot exist at the same time. Acting in faith gives you a bias to action, focuses your attention on what's possible rather than the potential downsides, and creates momentum and accomplishment. This is how you conquer your fear and start to make progress. So, take action. Take 20 minutes and free write on how you can act in faith. What does focus, alignment, intention, thoughtfulness, and hunger look like for you? What will you do differently with this new mindset? What will you accomplish because you acted in faith? Then put those reminders to act in faith around your workplace and your home to build this new habit. All right, that's today's chapter. I'd love to hear what you thought. Email me at darren@craftsmancreative.co. Let me know what you think. What's missing? What was unclear? Did you like it? Did you hate it? I can take it, guys. I have no ego around this stuff. So give me your feedback. I need it in order to make the world better, but really to make this book better and the world by a secondary impact. So thanks for listening. Hope to hear your feedback, and we'll see you in the next chapter.